For over a century, archaeologists have marveled at Peru's ancient line drawings. Now, a breakthrough approach is rewriting what we thought we knew about these massive works of art.
The Nazca Lines have confounded archaeologists and historians for centuries, without helping unravel the mysteries surrounding the purpose of these designs. There are many theories, ranging from celestial calendars to extraterrestrial landing sites. But what if the real reason is much simpler, connected to the survival of the Nazca people? In the words of experts who have studied the Nazca Lines, they exist for all to see, only from the sky. A testament to the ingenuity of a long-lost civilization, leaving us with questions that may never be answered. And yet, with recent discoveries, perhaps we stand closer than ever to solving the enigma surrounding the Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines cover over 1,300 square kilometers of desert across the vast plains of southern Peru. These complex designs consist of more than 800 straight lines, 300 geometric shapes, and 70 depictions of animals, plants, and man-like figures. Among the biggest prehistoric works of art ever discovered are the geoglyphs, created between 500 BC and AD 500. Perhaps the most striking of these is a hummingbird that stretches over 200 feet, a spider whose legs stretch over 150 feet, and the mysterious astronaut, a human-like figure with huge eyes and what appear to be antennae. The size is enormous. Barely visible from the ground, it's from above that they suddenly come into sharp view, revealing an intricacy unmatched by anything along the way. The question is, why did the Nazca people create these enormous designs? What purpose did they serve? And did they have any significance to those in that region? The process of making the Nazca Lines was remarkably simple, but involved incredible precision. The Nazca people scraped away the reddish-brown iron oxide-coated stones from the surface of the desert and dug into the lighter-colored sand. The difference would have created the lines that last to this day, over 2 millennia after they were drawn. The simplicity of the method hides the size and accuracy of the designs, which suggests that the Nazca people understood at least the basics of geometry and surveying. They surveyed the lines, using ropes and wooden stakes to ensure their designs were proportionate, even at this enormous scale. And yet, although the Nazca had no way to view their creations from an aerial perspective, it does raise an important question about how they managed to create such complex, large designs with such accuracy. Despite how their work might be understood, what the Nazca Lines were used for remains unknown to this day. Many theories have been put forth over the years. Some believe that they were made for religious ends. In the arid southern Peru, where it rarely rains, these humongous tracings might have had something to do with the Nazca people's ritual of calling rain, or guaranteeing an abundant harvest of the crops they grew. To cite only 2 examples, the spider and hummingbird are sometimes seen as icons of water and fertility in Nazca culture. Ceremonial pottery evidence along some lines suggests that rituals may have been conducted at these locations. In fact, one of the most widely accepted explanations is that geoglyphs represented some form of offering to the gods, reflecting the deeply spiritual relationship with their surroundings shared by the Nazca. Another less popular theory is that the Nazca Lines were some sort of astronomical calendar. Many lines and shapes seem to align with the solstices and equinoxes, which suggests that the Nazcas could have used them to track celestial events. Like all such ancient civilizations, the Nazca were keen observers of the night sky. Some of these animal figures, like the monkey or the hummingbird, may be interpretations of constellations. Researchers have acknowledged that the lines could have helped the Nazca follow the movements of the stars and planets as a guide for agricultural activities, religious ceremonies, or even for both. From this perspective, the geoglyphs can be seen as a calendar marking the passage of time and the changing of seasons. A more practical interpretation is that the Nazca Lines were related to water management. The Nazca lived in one of the driest regions on the face of the earth, and survival depended on their ability to find and manage water. Archaeological evidence indicates the Nazca had very impressive engineering skills, constructing underground aqueducts called water channels to bring water up onto their surface lands. Some researchers believe the lines mark underground water sources or are part of a large-scale system to guide water across the desert. One piece of evidence supporting this theory is that hummingbirds tend to live near water sources, and spiral patterns are often linked to water in ancient Andean culture. The Nazca Lines may have been used as a way for people to plot and thus protect their most precious resource, water. However, the most sensational theory was that these Nazca Lines were built by extraterrestrials themselves. This gained popularity in the 1960s with Swiss author Erich von Däniken's Chariots of the Gods, suggesting that the lines were landing strips for alien spacecraft. The humanoid figure with large eyes and outstretched hand, known colloquially as the astronaut, is often cited to support extraterrestrial activities. The theory claims that only advanced technology could explain the scale and precision of the designs. This theory has not been scientifically proven, and most researchers agree that the Nazca Lines were created by human ingenuity, not alien intervention. Recently, advancements in technology have shed new light on the Nazca Lines. Drones and artificial intelligence have made it possible for researchers to take a closer look at the lines, which has helped discover new figures previously unknown. In 2019, researchers from Japan discovered 143 new geoglyphs, some of which are much smaller but just as ancient as the bigger, more well-known figures. The new patterns of images vary to include animals, plants, and abstract shapes, adding to the mystery of why the Nazca people created these. One of the most intriguing discoveries is a cat-like figure that stretches 37 meters across a hillside. The figure was hidden for centuries until aerial technology exposed it. This discovery proves that many secrets of the Nazca Lines are still waiting to be uncovered. Not only does this expand our knowledge of the Nazca civilization, but more than this, it shows the need to preserve these ancient geoglyphs. Human activity has threatened the Nazca Lines more than anything else in recent years. In 2018, a truck driver accidentally damaged several of them. Climate change has also begun to alter the landscape here. The government of Peru has banned access to this site to preserve the paintings. Drones are now being used to observe the lines so no further damage occurs. The Nazca Lines have been added to the UNESCO list as a World Heritage Site since 1994, although maintaining them for future generations remains challenging. This is a powerful reminder of the ingenuity and creativity of the Nazca people, as they could envision monumental works of art which lasted more than 2,000 years, despite there being one of the harshest environments on Earth. Their vast knowledge about their world is reflected in whether they were used for religious rituals, astronomical observations, or practical purposes like managing water. These geoglyphs, etched into the desert sands, are a lasting testament to a civilization's connection to its environment and its attempts to communicate with the forces governing its existence. The Nazca Lines are still an enigma that keeps our brains captivated. Despite decades of research, nothing stands out as a definitive explanation of why they were made. The truth may well be, it is all of the above theories. Or maybe it is something entirely different, something we are yet to discover. However, one thing that is certain is that the Nazca Lines are one of archaeology's greatest enigmas. If you enjoyed this journey through the Nazca Lines, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment with your own thoughts on the mystery, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest historical puzzles. Thanks for watching.